DM'd another video. Hope you're doing well. Hope your life's going well. Hope this week has gone well for you. And hope that today has gone well for you. Today is Saturday. Yes, we have made it to Saturday. It is January 18th, 2025. It's about 9 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. And I hope that you all are having a wonderful weekend so far. I hope you have some fun things planned for the weekend. And I hope that it is a productive weekend for you as well. You know, I think one of the most messed up things that people do in this society is judge a person's worth, judge a person's value to society based on, their occupation and the amount of money they have. There's so much more to a person than their occupation and the amount of money that they make, such as their personality, right? Are they a person that is caring? Are they a person that is giving? Are they a person that, takes care of their family? Are they a person that is a selfless person, right? And, there's just more to life than money. I'll give you an example. Say you're having a casual conversation with someone, all right? You all are, just carrying on a normal conversation. And, they ask you, oh, so, what do you do? What do you do for work? And you tell them, oh, I'm a janitor and whatever. And, based on who you're talking to, right, some people, they might not judge you, but a lot of people will judge you, even if they don't actually verbalize it. They're judging you in their head, right? And some of the most common thoughts that people have about janitors is that, they're broke, they're hardly making it, they weren't smart enough to do a better job, etc. All these different messed up assumptions about this person, and you don't even know them like that. Like, why would someone think this way? Well, it's because of the programming and the brainwashing of this society to think that someone like a janitor is, just someone who is less than, someone who, not as, valuable to society as, say, someone with a more prestigious job title like a engineer or a lawyer or a CEO or an entrepreneur, etc. They don't have those more prestigious job titles, so the average person's gonna think that that janitor is less than, right? But that janitor, what that person doesn't know about that janitor is that that janitor is somebody that is a caring person, is a kind person, is a compassionate person, is a person that takes care of their family, right? They work hard and they take care of their family. They provide them with a roof over their head, right? Food on the table, right? And they're just overall one of the nicest people around, right? They're very giving. They volunteer, right? They help the homeless. They do all these different things that help society. But overall, because of that person's job title, oh, they're a janitor, oh, they don't make a lot of money, they're automatically judged and seen as less than say a person who is an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer, etc. And that person who has that more prestigious job title can be one of the most selfish people out there, right? Someone who doesn't take care of their family, someone who mistreats their spouse, just someone who is a cold-hearted person, right? But people don't think about that when, you're talking to somebody and they say, I'm an engineer, a lawyer, a doctor, etc. People aren't thinking about that aspect of it, right? And of course, there's people with more prestigious job titles that are good people overall, but it's just that automatic assumption that I have a big problem with, that assumption that they're just a better overall person, like their worth, their value to society is more than, say, a janitor. And this goes for, other job titles as well, such as, a garbage man, a fast food worker, a restaurant worker, retail, etc. People have this thing where they look down on these types of jobs. People that work these types of jobs, they're seen as less than. They're seen as not valuable to society, right? They're seen as, their worth is lower than, say, a doctor. And it's silly because you're basing that all on the amount of money they make, the amount of currency they earn. That is such a surface level way of judging a person overall that it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that people do this. Like, people don't judge people based on their character at all. Even though people say they do, they really don't. They really don't. For the most part, you're judged on the amount of money you make. You're judged on, the amount of resources that you have. Do you have a house? Do you have multiple houses, rental properties? What kind of car do you drive? Just the most silliest stuff. All this material stuff. A lot of people do this. A lot of people don't want to admit that they do this, but a lot of people do this. And it's so sad that people think so surface level when it comes to, judging a person. A person should be judged not based on their occupation or how much money they make, but on their character. Are they a good person? Are they a good person overall? That's what it boils down to, right? I hear all this stuff about a high value man. I'm sure some of y'all have heard this term, high value man. But what is that really? Because based on what I have heard, right? You're high value when you make more than a certain amount of money. It's nothing about, are you a person that gives to the homeless? Are you a person that volunteers, at a charity? Are you a person that is selfless? Are you a person that is caring? A person that's giving? A person that's kind? A person that is overall just a wonderful person to be around? No, I've never really heard those things to describe a high value man, but what I have heard on what a high value man is a man that has money, a man that has resources, a house, all these different material things. They have resources, right? They have material wealth. According to this society we live in, that's what a high value man is. And according to the society, if you don't have these things, you're not a high value man, right? And it's sad that people go for this type of stuff. It's sad that your material wealth is what bases your value as a man, right? I go back to a janitor. No one would call a janitor a high value man. Why? Because they don't have the material wealth. Or you assume they don't have the material wealth because there could be a janitor out here that has material wealth, but because of the job title, they were judged. But that's a whole nother topic. But most people wouldn't call a janitor a high value man based on that occupation alone and how much they make. According to society, usually a janitor is just someone who really doesn't have much worth. A janitor's worth a lot in this society, right? If we didn't have janitors, think about how dirty everything would be, because people don't want to clean. People don't clean up after themselves. Janitors are very valuable to society. Same with someone who is a garbage man. They wouldn't call a garbage man a high value man or high value person because of the job title alone. Oh, you're not a CEO, you're not an entrepreneur, all this nonsense. That's what it is. Basing somebody off of a title is nonsense. Calling someone a high value person, high value man based on their money and their title is nonsense. Why do people do this? How do people fall for this? Again, societal programming, societal brainwashing. That's how they fall for this. This society, I tell you, it is. I know there's people out there that think like me, though. They understand that all this stuff is nonsense. And I think that a lot of people that have low self-esteem kind of fall for this type of stuff too. Oh, you're not a high value person unless you have this amount of money, or you have this job title, you have these assets and resources, or you have this amount of money at a certain age, or you have this house at a certain age. You have to have this, you have to have that. I realized all that was nonsense a long time ago. But a person's value, a person's worth in society is not based on the amount of money they make. Now, don't get me wrong, money is important. I will say that money is important. And of course, if you have the drive and ambition to make more money, definitely go for it. You do want to make, enough money in society to, have your, live in a decent place and have a good amount of money left over, amount of money to set aside for the future, right? But saying that a person's worth, a person's value is based on their occupation, based on the amount of money they make, is nonsense. It's ridiculous. And it's sad. And we have to change our mindset as a whole in society. We have to stop doing this. Even though a lot of us don't verbalize it, we do it. I don't do it. People do it, I'll say. Because I don't do that. Like, you can go in a fast food establishment and, you're talking to the cashier, and what you don't know about that cashier is that cashier in that fast food place is one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. They're one of the most selfless people you'll ever meet, right? But you wouldn't know that because you're steadily judging them because they're a cashier and they're seen as low value or less than in society, right? They're society's lowest according to this ridiculous standard that we have in society. We gotta stop doing this. We have to learn to look at a person in totality, look at a person's character, not the money they have. We have to stop doing this. Okay? And if you're somebody that does that, try to change your mindset. Look at a person in totality, not about what they have. Right? It's not about how much money they have. Right? Don't judge a person's worth based on their occupation or their the amount of money that they make. Okay? Anyway, I hope that you were relaxed, and I hope that I did inspire our thoughts. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and stay tuned for another video.